Today we're going to talk about what it means to draw conclusions. Whenever we're talking about drawing conclusions, we're not literally talking about illustrating something. We're simply meaning you're going to put together what's in the book plus your own ideas, and you're going to make one conclusion out of that. So, the book you're going to use today is the Diary of Anne Frank, and you're going to put together everything you've read to draw conclusions. For instance, if you make a judgment about something that she did or about her, then you find evidence from the book to support that. That's your conclusion. And this also needs to be cited with some sort of page number, author's name and page number. In this case, you don't really need the author's name because it's the same for each one. So it might look something like if you said Anne is clever, then that's your judgment. Your evidence, you would find examples of maybe her school work and actually find it in the book. You would maybe talk about her writing. You maybe talk about how she interacts with her parents or with other people. And then you'd have to find some page numbers to support your evidence. Please remember that page numbers are just the number in parentheses, parenthetical references. So you would say her schoolwork, blah, 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 maybe page 38. Also, in her writing, she uses a lot of figurative language, which is pretty clever. And then you could give a page number for that. Also, the way she interacts with people shows she's clever, by blah, blah, blah. So to draw conclusions, you're kind of putting together all of your evidence and your citations and making a final judgment. So you should have a copy of the quiz either online or on paper, and I'll kind of show you what to do just to make sure you know what to do. The directions for this are pretty clear, but let's make sure we read them. For each of your answers, use evidence and parenthetical references, and that's the page number in parentheses. From the text to cite your answers. Review the lesson video, which is this right here. On drawing conclusions and citing evidence before completing this lesson, please use the book. There's no point in trying to cite evidence if you don't use the book. So on part 1 of this, you can choose 7 of the 8 questions, whichever ones work for you. And you're going to come up with your own judgment, prove it by showing actual evidence from the book, and then whatever evidence you use, cite it. Page numbers. What does Anne do immediately upon entering the annex, and why? The why is your judgment, the why is your conclusion, and the what does she do is all your evidence, and find that part in the book. So part 1, you're choosing 7 of those 8 questions. They're 3 points each. Give your answer, which is your judgment, your evidence, and your citation. On the back, or scroll down if you're doing it online, there are 2 very short essay paragraph questions. You need to pick one. Both of them involve an explanation with evidence and citation. Describe Anne's personality based on her writing. So we don't know her, but based on everything you've read, what kind of person is she? And then include some of this evidence in your answer. Describe the overall atmosphere of the annex. Make a judgment. Is it a good place? Is it a friendly place? Is it a hostile place? Is it a pleasant place? You're making a judgment. And then you're going to use evidence and page numbers to support it. So take your time. This is your job today. You've been reading this book for a while, so now you need to draw conclusions. Let me know if you have questions.